episode 4 in our Detox series in Revolutionary Talk. Guys, this episode is on technology.
Oh.
So we're not off to a good start.
No Instagram?
No Instagram.
Oh,
But I've got this message to reply to real quick.
Ignore them.
I think a really big thing people need to detox from is technology.
Yeah.
What do y'all think?
I mean, every week when that screen time meter thing comes up, the notification on the phone, I'm like, oh.
I'm glad you brought that up. Most
Mine's
recently,
It's off.
I was getting a ton of screen time in, and I felt very anxious. And then, bam! I knocked off like 4 hours in 1 week, and psyche went way up.
Yeah, I like to watch mine decrease.
I love that tracker when it tells you that you decrease time and you feel better, and you're like, "Why do I feel so good this weekend?" And you get that notification just as that time hits, and you're like, "Let's go!" And then you're like, "I'm so drained." Oh, excuse me.
Yep.
Weird. There's a correlation there.
Yeah. And I think that guy you interviewed, Zach Kravitz, talked about it a lot too. Like, disconnect from social media has helped him grow his brand and just psyche. He's big on that stuff too.
Which is crazy because he has a huge personal brand on social media. He still sees it and tries to get away. So
For sure.
it's tough.
You have to really focus your time when you're on it, and then when you're done doing your work or whatever, answering messages and things, get out of it.
I was gonna say. So we're all very technology based in
Yes.
business, because that's what kind of wears me out. Is I'm very spiritual and I love that stuff, but it's like stay away from technology, and I'm like, you put me in a tech business where I film and edit all day, and I'm around technology. But then I think you just nailed it on the head. Is like create those windows of like workflow. So I know like if I'm editing, I'm in editing mood or I'm not in editing mood. And whenever I'm in editing mood, I edit as quick and as efficiently as I can. But when I'm like, it's done, I'm outside doing something.
Yeah, what I've noticed is helping me is actually, like scheduling those time blocks in the day, because I mean, it may not be the timing that other people want you to reply in necessarily, especially if, you're getting a lot of messages and you're like, I'm sorry, but it's really about organizing your time to make it more efficient, like you're saying. Otherwise, it just gets so crazy, and your time and how you work is just going all over the place.
Yeah, I need to apply that because for me, I mean, a lot of times too, I'm just so obsessive about checking on like client stats and seeing how everything's going. I mean, those are running 24/7.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it could be midnight. I'm like, wait, how are we doing here?
Yeah, you're like kind of like
crazy.
It's like watching cryptocurrency and like
Yeah.
I mean, I used to do
What
that.
about now?
reset.
The same way in videos though, like until I said like I'm only working an hour and a half on this project, I used to go back in and like, all right, made the cuts, great. Oh, there's 1 second there, and then you change that 1 second, and then you're like, oh crap, I need to change this. Before you know it, you just spent 5 more hours in a project that was done 5 hours ago. It's crazy.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. So for the average person that may not even work in business that's technology related, say they're still on their phone too much. Most people are checking IG, Facebook, way
Playing
more
games.
than need to. Yeah. So how can people get away?
I mean, I think there's 2 ways. Number one, my most favorite is to turn off the cell phone and go for a walk. I learned that. I started doing that during COVID. It was very just peaceful. Just go out for a walk. Like, you don't have your phone, so nobody can text you or whatever. Plus, you're just like cruising. You're just like in your head doing whatever comes to your mind. It's like a meditative walk almost.
Yeah. For me, the biggest help is being around like other people during a class.
Yeah.
Especially with yoga classes where I cannot look at my phone, or
That's true.
during like every month, at least once a month, I'm getting a massage. And so that's also a big separation time to unplug from my phone.
Yeah. No, I like that because sometimes, I mean, you almost need to schedule that out. Like, oh, I can't be on technology during this times. Unless you have like crazy willpower and just be like, all right, I'm setting everything down and going for a walk. It can be tough to like get yourself to step away.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's key there too. Is for instance, my walk. Whenever I do have my walks and the weather's nice, I don't have a time from like 4 to 5. It's just like I'm gonna walk at like 30 minutes to an hour today. I have to get it done at some point. And even if it's at night, sometimes night walks are really peaceful. There's sunset walks.
Yeah. Do you find scheduling that time to be helpful? Like,
No, so I don't like to schedule because then it
okay.
becomes stressful because then it becomes a task on your list in my mind instead of
okay.
being like, all right, I'm stuck on this video. Let's do positive procrastination and go for a walk. Oh, by the way, we're checking off another
Okay.
thing on the list,
Yeah.
which makes it more like if it's on the list, it's not stressfully forced at this time
Gotcha.
because stuff pops up out of nowhere.
Oh, absolutely.
So, if
I
it's
wonder
from-
though, for those people that do like to have that structure, if
Yeah.
scheduling it in would be helpful.
Probably, yeah. If you're like that, more or less on my end. If it's structured, I'm like,
Yeah,
I
for
like
you, you're just
structure.
like-
I would say that's
I'm
a
quite
very
intuitive.
that's a very Chris comment. I could
Yeah.
see how you wouldn't want to schedule,
Yeah.
but for me, I would like to schedule.
Now I'm like, oh, one more thing for me to do, but
Yeah. Yeah.
And see, for me, I would just like the flexibility.
Yeah.
Like, okay, I have an idea of when I want to go take a walk, but if I can't get X, Y, or Z done by that point, then
Yeah.
I'll just take a walk, the next day or something. You
Oh,
know,
for sure.
Keep it all in balance.
love
Yeah.
it.
It's interesting. Any other final tips on how to get away from technology? Maybe get
Oh.
into nature.
Get into nature, and then if nature's not accessible, just unplugging from being able to have access to your phone and to any screens, like we're saying. We've been finding like having music playing in a meditation space, Unplug KC, having a space with the intention of offering the community a place to literally unplug from technology, but not in a place where it's so quiet. 'Cause
Yeah.
sometimes that transition of detoxing from technology can be quite a process. Especially if we're not used to being in our own up here.
Yeah, and you're
Right.
right. I'd say my quick tip would be you can't charge your phone until 5 o'clock in the evening. So then, if you're on it all day and you kill it at 10 a.m., you kill it at 10 a.m. You're
Ooh,
done.
oh, man.
But if you need to decrease your time, like now you're worried about that battery draining, like you aren't gonna grab it every 5 minutes.
Well, luckily I got a new phone. It can last for
Oh,
like
shoot.
36 hours. So
Yeah.
I don't
And
know.
take games,
Yeah, so they're solar powered.
yeah, this helps. And not having games on your phone too.
Ooh.
I think
Yeah.
I took games off my phone a while ago. I tried to play a game. I was like, this is sucking my time away.
Yeah.
Like, can't do it.
That's a good one. Love it. So hopefully you guys got some good takeaways from this episode. We're wrapping up this series of Detox here. Stay tuned for what's next week.